Hi everyone, Paul Morbid here of Morbid Team Entertainment. Back on the Canon 310 XL. This time we've got to wash the parts that are dirty. So even though I clean this with alcohol, got to go in here with soap, and the alcohol will be second this time for removing and just killing the fungus. Alright, battery holder right here, very dirty. Drop it in there. Oh, you don't want to go in there all the way, huh? Get down in there. And this part around the lens, this covering, as you can see, it's got a lot of mud inside this camera. So we'll put it inside of there. And we're going to do some scrubbing. And we'll get back more to this in just a moment. Okay, I have each of the covers here washed and clean. As you can see, they just simply need to dry. Got to do some more work on this right here. Got some hard dirt and rust. So that was something I just saw under the light right there. I got to take care of that. All right. Battery holder. Take the fingers away. Okay, looking good. Everything's just gotta dry. And here on this part I was gonna tell you, but make sure, this is why you need to watch my videos first before attempting any type of repair. See this spring right here? Do take care, and you don't want to scrub around in there too freely and have that spring pop out. Okay, you had to get another spring, yeah, but finding the right size will be the issue. Okay, so that's just got to dry under the light. My lamp, that looks clean, so good deal. One thing else I got to clean here is this. I got to clean this small amount of rust off of here, and hopefully it hasn't penetrated anything. Peel some off, see what it does. We don't want it to peel the chrome off. I'll see how well I can do that. Okay, and then the next thing of interest is definitely this component board right here. Okay, so let's get a good tight shot of that. That's what I got to work with. There's some water damage here, and my pencil eraser right around in here. That's just sealant right there. So we're going to see what it's done to the lens. Looks like it's got it right up under there. The filter and such seems to be pretty good, but I'll say I have to clean that anyway. Really don't want to remove this lens shaft right here, but it's very possible that I'm going to have to do so. Get out of the way, you. No fun. This is why you don't want to drop your camera in the water. Alright. So, there we go. You can just see, if you look close right there around the component board, the dirt. I'll get that out as soon as I can here. Alright. Take a diamond file to this battery spring connector and see what I can do with it. So it's actually looking pretty clear right now, except for this little spot right there. So let me see what I can do with that. There's going to be a bit of this. Hopefully we can save it. Really need to get up under in here. Not between those two, but between this. Right there. Okay, got that done. That's good. We get up in between these springs, corrosion and stuff is. You leave any, it spreads just like fungus. Rust, corrosion, fungus are of course the enemy, and they will spread. And again, and as always, upon that you intend to jump inside your camera and attempt to repair any mistakes you make upon your camera, persons, any mistakes you make are all on you. And it's always best to have a service technician, the camera sent to a service technician first before filming. Otherwise you have issues like this. There's no vintage movie camera that when you receive it without it being CLA'd, overhauled is best, that it works perfectly. Don't believe it, people. Don't believe it at all, everyone. Just simply not true. There's always some type of problem lurking inside. It makes no difference if you put batteries into it and it starts up fine, or if you crank it up, you wind it up and it works fine. There's problems in there. What can you expect from the past 50 to 70 years plus, right? Depending on what type of camera you have. Okay, I just found some rust up in this area on the inside. Okay, so I'm having to stick my diamond file up inside of there. These work like sandpaper. Okay, let me take a check and see. Alright, you can still view it inside of there. So I got some more work to do with that. Okay, so the component board here is of major concern. You have 1, 2 screws, Phillips. I'll pull back this white wire just to show it to you and reveal that. There we go. You can see, which is visible, taking a good close look if I get the glare out of the view. There we go. And there's some mud in there, so if it's also seeped down, the mud and the dirt that is, down around here in the lens. So I'm just seeing what kind of trouble is going on down there, because you can have rust and corrosion starting in there, and that's a bad thing if it's not taken care of soon. So let's hope it's not eating anything inside of there. Okay, so again, I can remove the top off of here, just like this, around this area, up here, up top of the screen. Okay, so as you can see, what's going on there. Let's see, I've even got to go and clean this out, all in here. And it's also traveled all up inside here as well, at the end of my pencil eraser, and there's rust that's been forming. up inside of there. Okay, take a good look. I got to dismantle that and go back into it. When you drop a camera in the water, especially it looks like in a mud bank, which is what happened here, obviously, you know what, it's just a complete slew of problems. You can see it here, and you can just see it all, look at there, all down on the side of there. Just wondering what's up inside there. Lubrication, re-lubrication, removing of the old lubricants and adding new is going to be of high concern there. Right, so right now, let me just take a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and I'm going to go around some of this component board. Have to excuse my table here in the hospital. And yep, I'm in the hospital for right now due to my condition, the PWD. Get some stuff done. Alright, so I'm starting to remove, as you can notice, right around here, some of the mud that's on there. I feel more comfortable using a microfiber cloth, because if you take a toothbrush and start scrubbing them down there, you know, especially from what I'm looking at, that could be that could add coals to the fire, so to speak. Alright, so I'm cleaning this off. Alright, so we got a problem here. You look really close on what's brewing. See this? Those are rust spots. If the camera can pick up on that. You look really close, you got some rust spots. Right along here at my pencil eraser. Right? I'll have to work on that, see if I can remove it, but it looks too deep. So I may need to add jumpers to that, upon it, you know, being possible. Alright, that should be a good angle for you right there. See those little darts, speckles right there? That's rust forming. You have to generally add jumpers on that. All this is time consuming. You know, these Canons come in lanyards. That means it's a little rope that goes around your wrist. So if you're going to take your camera to an area like that with a mud bank or any type of water, I would suggest you put that lanyard across your wrist. But that does not prevent water damage to a camera when the entire person would fall in. All right. You know, with water damage like this, when you get one of these cameras, see at the end of my pencil eraser, some of that mud, rust forming. The deeper you get into the camera, the more issues you find. It's just going to have a cleaning. And more cleaning needs more testing. See? Take a look at this. Get the blaze right there, so look at this. See? That's what happens when you make a clean spot. You got to keep continuing to clean. Now I'll have to get in there. Probably have to take this lens off. Probably what's going to have to happen. Not fun to do it all, but clean this component board off. You're starting to make progress. You're starting to see clean. And believe me, just because it's clean doesn't mean it's going to operate. Move those wires around like that. If you can see it, I'll move that yellow wire, and there it had been hiding, you know, a rust spot. That's what happens. Cover that up. That water and dirt been hiding under there. Not to mention how this camera was stored. After that, someone probably just said, well, you know, it's not going to work, and I'll just throw it into a closet or into a pile of junk. That's how it happens. Right? So, take a look at that. To clean all that and everything, you know, does that actually work that well? We'll have to find out. Let's slide this back over ever so carefully. I'll probably end up having to resolder that back, I'm sure. Falling off. All right. Again, there we go. Let's take a look under this component board. Is it gonna give it to me? Boy, we have movement. Always a good sign. Let's pull back this red wire here. Right on. Alright, so we have another screw right here. This is a Phillips, but due to me having to rush to the hospital, this is all I could grab. And amazing that I could grab anything to begin with. Alright. Screws have mud on them, by the way. Alright, so looks like a ground right here. Okay. And generally more problems lurk under here as well. I have to lift this up. See how far it goes. Can I get under it? Probably not. Why? I had to desolder this red wire. And I'll see how far we can go with this. And what's going to be provided. The white wire I had to probably be desoldered up here. Okay. See if I can peel some of this back as much as possible. Right. Yeah, it's not going to let me very much more room at all, I don't think. That's about it. Can't break this board. I'm just trying to see if I can show you what's up under here. Alright, I think that's going to, as far as it's going to go, but so I can get an angle here for you. Alright, now take a look up here at the top of the screen. See this blue component? There's mud on it. See that? So that means I got to take, as I figure, I have to take this whole board out, desolder some more wires, and continue cleaning and see what needs to be tested. Okay? There we are. So it's covered in mud. So the lens is going to have to come off right here inside. So that's it. Another edition of the Canon 310 XL. So as you can see, I'm coming you in this video from the hospital due to my PWD situation, person with disability, my issue. And sorry for the shaky camera. They don't have one of those tables they used to have on the bed right there to post the camera on. Anyway, we got more to come on this camera, and we know it's operating. Hope it continues to operate. Just got to get this lens system rebuilt and put back in there. All right, do contact me on the social media outlets provided on the screen, and remember, as always, do subscribe. Until next time, later.